the replay. If you're on the replay, please leave something green in the comment section for me. I have, like maybe, hello. I have maybe a 10-minute reading that I want to do. I found a really I found an article that is an eclipse prediction by Starseed astrology, and boy, oh boy, does it line up absolutely perfectly with what I intuited, what my prediction was, like what this eclipse is really going to be about. So I think that it would be fun to just do a little reading and have everybody, listen to it, because it's just so hopeful. It makes me feel so good. I'm so excited about it. Did my kitty girl? Did my kitty girl? So I'm just going to give a couple more people to come in. Hey, I'm just going to give some time for a couple more people to come in, and then I'll start reading. I'll start reading this article that I found. Dude, this eclipse prediction that I found, I'm telling you guys, when you hear this, you're going to be like, oh, literally Heather has been saying literally all of this for like the last 2 weeks. Like, this is all the same crap Heather's been saying. It's crazy. And it's like a real astrological, like, charted prediction. So apparently, like, I'm intuiting something. And then I have to go outside and do firewood. To get a little bit of firewood for the night. She's a good kitty cat. Hello, hello. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this going. All right, so what this total solar eclipse means from this article is going to be from an astrological, spiritual, and worldly perspective as seen through like a Christian mystic lens. Okay, I'm telling you, this is literally like just the perfect. It's like astrological, metaphysical, Christian. Like, it's right on. It's good. It's so good. All right, money. I love you, my baby. But I need you to not be jumping in front of the screen the entire time. Or if you're going to do that, just let me hold you. Okay. So, America has suffered greatly, and so has the whole world, because of the evil effects of our first ever Pluto return. But, I'm going to start over. Hold on a second. I'm going to try to get my lighting up better. Okay, there we go. Okay, Manny. Okay. America has suffered greatly, and so has the world, because of the evil effects of our first ever Pluto return, which happened just in 2022. But this April 8th, through the new moon total solar eclipse at 19 degrees in Aries, we will triumphantly enter our long-awaited first light time that will break the darkness of America's Plutonian dark night of the soul. Since time immemorial, Aries has been represented by a ram, of which the lamb is its innocent infant version. The 19th degree of Aries esoterically governs the blood of the lamb in a profound astro-spiritual sense. And since this eclipse is healing, or is a definite time of divine intervention, we predict great international themes of healing, rebirth, renewal, and transformation through the direct influence of the Good Shepherd. Because this eclipse will align perfectly to Chiron, one of the Father's celestial healing forces, it will create a powerful new healing effect on the earth that will save life from death while avenging many great ongoing evils. What this means for war. All right, money, come on. Aries is the zodiac house of war, and one might think that an eclipse in this house heralds new war. To those who intuit this way, we say you are right. This eclipse is a sign that heaven's war against satanic forces on earth will soon be escalating dramatically in favor of humanity, with Archangel Michael to have a shining role in the victories, defenses, and healing processes to come. The divine war against evil will escalate through the opening of cosmic seals at the 19th degree of Aries in governing firmaments across the globe. As these seals are opened, we will see tide-turning events manifesting against demonic militaries, subversive political and cultural aggressors, and those who have been conspired to damage the world through medical and economic means. This is an eclipse of reckoning and revenge according to the measurements and judgments of God. Holy fires will soon be burning in place of greatest need. What this means for healing. Paradoxically, this eclipse will also usher in a precious new wave of healing and reconstruction into our lives, as it will rarely occur in perfect conjunction to Chiron, the chief healing deity in the Olympic level of celestial government. A great amplification of Chiron's healing influence will be cast onto this world, including and especially in urgent, time-sensitive, life-saving ways. I had a vision of a doorway being opened before a dark human silhouette who was suffering. And when the door was open, bright light filled the door frame. The person walked through and successful healing was achieved on the other side. We will each be presented with new paths and means of definite God-blessed healing to accept. When the eclipse comes, simply walk through the doors that open to you. No one is spared, and all are invited into the new healing light. But also know that this is a fateful time to change and transform out of negative ways with health or bad habits that will impact you for the sake of healing and renewal. What this means for reconstruction. This eclipse will also usher in a 2-year cycle of economic reconstruction on the macro and micro levels. This influence can be seen through the semi-sextile that the eclipse will make to Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, the two planets most chiefly connected to beneficial economic developments on Earth and for humanity. In our personal lives, we will be presented with new pathways of economic reconstruction that, if accepted, will lead to new economic stability, power, and potential. Unforeseen changes, transformations, and revelations will often drive new economic healing processes ahead. Although there will be although there will be a certain financial earthquake this year, I encourage my readers to take heart that despite certain hardships ahead, a greater cycle of economic ascension is opening. Be patient with the process, as seeds cannot be rushed to bloom. But read the signs on the wall and go into the new ways of gold that God confirms. What this means for the military. As Aries governs the military dimension of life, we can expect dramatic, beneficial, and miraculous changes in this realm over the next 2 years. A process of Aryan alchemy that will prepare us for the world-transforming transits of Saturn and Neptune in Aries, which commence jointly on February of 2026. More specifically, this eclipse will affect a process of transformation that converts military missions from killing and chaos into defense and healing. We will see God's hand working through active forms of military crisis in the months ahead. Militaries have been exploited, abused, and used for evil, but this eclipse marks a time of pivotal change for the better. Secrets that have been contained or suppressed in the military sphere are soon to burst out into the global common. There are secret heroes we will learn about and secret missions that will be brought into light. Songs will be sung for the heroes unknown. What this means for the powers that be. The blood of the Lamb degree of Aries resonates with new powers and new transformations that occur through their bestowal or acquisition. People who serve God and the collective good of humanity will be receiving new powers over the next 2 years in such ways that amplify the success of their work, their ability to heal, and their spiritual mission on Earth. Courage and leadership, two classic virtues of Aries, must be developed and expressed at higher levels as the new powers come and as planetary transits advance. A stripping of power will also be experienced by the demon class on Earth who have abused power in cruel, subversive, and evil ways. Inner powers that have laid dormant will be activated by the eclipse magic, while necessary healings for full power manifestation will occur. Divine experiences with new healers will abound as a new environment of medical discovery, success, and innovation will take life. How does Nineveh play into this? It is true that this eclipse will trace over 8 Ninevehs in the United States and Canada when it comes, so we think that God is calling global attention to the historical Nineveh, an ancient Assyrian capital that scholars have accurately described as a mighty kingdom of war, terrorism, cruelty, bloody victories, and sudden defeat. We think that this eclipse signals the doom of the modern-day Nineveh, whose location we will leave for our readers to intuit. They mean Israel. The fall of Israel. Here are the states where Nineveh is located in the United States: Indiana, Missouri, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Virginia. There is also a Nineveh in Nova Scotia. In ancient times, God overthrew this demonically warlike kingdom of darkness, and we think that this will happen again. The story of Nineveh teaches us that God has full power over evil and that he does justice and revenge in his wise time and his own way. We think that this Aries eclipse marks such a time, and we welcome it. How does this regard to your enemies? We further predict that this eclipse will have devastating effects on satanic leadership, with emphasis on upper echelon hierarchies, organizations, and personnel. We see the heads of serpents being slashed off their bodies, with the Aries eclipse being symbolized by a sword that is held by an extremely powerful heavenly figure. We are going to see great turmoil within their ranks, to the extent that profound forms of surrender, confession, and cooperation begin to happen in dramatic ways that turn the tides of global war and the quest for control. There are leaders and controllers on the dark side that we are not fully aware of, but this eclipse will bring those certain leaders, networks, and hierarchies of Satan to light, a process which will precede crushing defeats on their hideous side. We'll be able to see the spiritual warfare and the great new clarity and awe through the alchemy of this eclipse. Now we see a board. They are checkmated. How this can mean rebirth. Rebirth of the self for the good and divine is a major eclipse theme to be aware of. This eclipse will usher in great new energy and momentum that should be used to advance next level personal changes and transformations that advance healing, empowerment, enrichment, spirituality, and positive global impact. We sense that we should all be focused on rising above things that have confined or restricted us, especially on the personal, spiritual, and psychological levels, so that we conquer our shadow and transform into our highest self like a phoenix rising from the ashes of the old. This is a time to reclaim and project personal power on individual and concentrated collective levels to advance divine global change. Warrior, leader, and trailblazer transformations are part of this. Divine callings of leadership are coming. Be strong, confident, and faithful if and when your time comes. Also, be ready to recognize and receive your new battle buddies. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. You're so welcome. How this can mean for immunities. The 19th degree of Aries has a mystical connection to poisons and immunities. So we predict great activity on these levels in the months ahead, with emphasis on new poison awareness, defense, and eradication, as well as the development of wonderful new immunities through processes of science, spirit, magic, and mystery. Go the way of new immunities that begin to show in your life. Make time to study and apply new methods of detoxification that are presented to you post-eclipse. Be innovative, entrepreneurial, and business-minded with new breakthroughs in medicine and healing science. High-level barriers to mass healing will be coming down within the next 2 years, so be ready to venture into new frontiers of healing potential, service, science, and investment. God will be teaching us how to develop new resilience and immunity to evil and disease so that we can heal on personal and social levels, apply the cures in action. How will this speak to your soul? This eclipse will unlock profound new depths of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and paranormal sense with respect to our souls. We're entering an extremely unique astrological cycle where the tapping of new soul power and reinvigorated willpower will be like master keys to new successes in life. Concentrate on soul healing, soul growth, soul power expression in times ahead, because this is where the God light will be cast. Find your inner God-given power and use it in ways that you have never used it before, as this will hasten the arrival of heaven on earth, which we can all have a hand in if we so choose. New enlightenment on our individual soul missions and histories will also come forward in ways that will be emotionally intense and transformational in purpose. New soulmate connections from past lives will soon become mysteriously abundant. Recognize what is sacred and proceed accordingly. Don't be a hedonist. Severance. Just as surely as Aries governs swords and weaponry, this eclipse cycle will manifest a theme of spiritually vital severance in our lives. We've repeatedly seen the imagery of swords slashing at things that harm and contain us in the higher things and divine order that God wills. Therefore, we predict a powerful theme of severance and sudden disconnection from things in our lives that must go or end at this time for the will of God to be done and for our highest interests to be served. We especially sense this on the employment, relationship, and locational levels. If a major severance occurs in your life with or shortly after this eclipse, spend time contemplating the spiritual reason why. We also sense an eclipse theme of allies being hidden on the enemy side who will emerge with special forms of aid to enable impossible successes. Infiltration works both ways, after all. Honor the clandestine heroes behind enemy lines. Warrior mode. If there ever was a time to be in warrior mode, it is now. God will be granting warrior enhancements through this eclipse so that we can each be more effective warriors of light, truth, justice, and universally beneficial outcomes. New battles for power and control will be breaking out at all tiers of society. Warriors of the light will be favored. This is a time to be fearless in action, deed, and purpose, as divine protections will be granted to heroes, heroines, and those who step up in service of righteous causes. This includes defectors from the enemy side who turn to the light. More than ever before, we must be what is missing in this world. I say that all the time. I say I want to be the person that I never had. That's crazy. This includes defectors from the enemy side who turn to the light. More than ever before, we must be what is missing in this world. There is great reward in doing so. Be ready to charge hard when God gives you your opening. This is a time of historic breakthroughs and victories, so take your place in them. Purge the 7 deadly sins to climb higher on your warrior path. A new earth is born, April 8th, 2024. Dude, I've literally just been saying all this, dude. This is so crazy to hear it written by someone else who I have no idea who this person is. Obviously, they can articulate it so much better than I could ever. Oh, my nose is running. What the hell? The sinuses are like leaking. Hold on, I need to blow my nose. Okay. All right. Personal eclipse science. Thanks to the marvelous celestial science of astrology, which God created, we each have the opportunity to understand how this eclipse will affect our personal life. First and foremost, it is wise and precious to know which of your 12 houses it will activate, as this house will soon become extremely hot in great ways. Students of astrology should know that if the eclipse aspects anything in your chart, be it a planet, asteroid, sun, moon, or hermetic key, that person will experience a powerful new chapter and transformation theme in direct accordance with the activated luminary. We can also provide a personal eclipse reading for you, blah, 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 blah. With eternal loyalty to Jesus Christ, we send you on your way. That was good. I put the information of where I just read this from in the description of this video. It's literally just starseedastrology.com, or I found it on their Twitter page. They posted this under something, and it is good. Man, that was so good. Yeah, I had a pretty good day, Carly. I have to go do firewood now that I have finished reading that